Welcome to the Kiepersol, Texas podcast. My name is Michael Roth, and this is Marnelle Durrett.
We only made it to the 20th something of the month before we got to the first one of the year.
Right, yeah. But, I think it's only fitting that, it's 20 years in the making.
That's right.
20th, and I think that's a huge accolade. I feel like a lot of people, a lot of businesses, I should say, haven't really even made it past the 5-year mark. So 20 years, that's...
20 years in the making. I've grown with this company in the last 20 years. I've grown out and up and intellectually and spiritually as the company has grown, and so many of us have. I'm so excited to celebrate 20 years of having Kiepersol here, and I look out the window and I know 20 years ago we planted that crepe myrtle, and it's amazing to see the seasons and what it's seen in the last 20 years and how much growth it's seen. So if you guys haven't been to Kiepersol, you need to come see our big old crepe myrtles and what the property looks like. When my dad developed this, he wanted permanent. He didn't want the place to feel too manicured. We want to have this connection, and you'll see the landscaping is a little bit natural, and what we have here is old and established and comfortable, and that's just on the outside. We haven't even talked about all the people and the products we make. So
Right. Yeah, well, I know we are celebrating all year long, just the 20 years in the making, and we have a lot of fun events coming up this year, along with a lot of our regular events, such as Vine Day. We got a lot of vintners dinners planned this year, as well as some other special events. One of which I know is coming up. It's not so much here at Kiepersol, but something that we're kind of collaborating with another local East Texas company, right? Texas High Hill.
Yes, High Hill Farm. A great place to go and exhale. Much like Kiepersol, High Hill has accommodations and a restaurant and a swimming pool and a place where you can go and just exhale. And love the fact that they're so in touch with their property and passionate about taking care of people and providing a comfortable place in East Texas for people to go. And we're doing a wine pairing dinner with them, and we're really excited about that. So you guys need to check it out and see if you can get a ticket to it, because it's going to be a great dinner.
Yeah, I know it's limited seating, and I think it's about $95 per seat. So yeah, feel free to jump in on that while you can.
Do that.
It should be a lot of fun. But yeah, I know we also have Valentines Day coming up, and obviously we're a great little romantic getaway.
And the good part is, or the bad part, depending on how you look at it, we were sold out in our restaurant for Valentine's Day in November. So we book it there, but something that everybody forgets is that the most beautiful sunset we think the most beautiful sunset in East Texas is the sunset over the vineyard. And Sharon, who manages what we call the Hill, so we have the distillery and the winery with gorgeous patios, is going to host anyone who would like to come and just watch the sunset with your loved one and have a glass of wine or have a cocktail. And she's also organized a little class, right?
Yeah. So I believe what we're calling it is, it's almost like a
amuse-bouche.
Amuse-bouche, okay.
So,
and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's 30 people, or 15 couples.
Yes.
That will be able to come, and I think it's $30 per person.
Yes, so let me explain amuse-bouche. So amuse-bouche is a tiny little bite, typically before dinner. So she's doing an amuse-bouche pairing. So a 1-2 bite pairing with wine. So she'll work you through this little amuse-bouche pairing, and then do a wino, K-N-O-W, class. So...
Yeah, and I think that's going to be 5 different wines that are going to be paired with the different cheeses and meats. And that could either be maybe you guys already went to lunch or dinner, and early dinner, and you come out, because it's going to be at 6:30 p.m. on Valentine's Day. Feel free to sign up for that. If it's successful enough, or there's enough of you interested, we might even open it up for the weekend.
Yes.
But feel free to sign up. As she mentioned, the restaurant, we're completely booked on Valentine's Day, but all that week we have other dates available or time slots available. If you call the restaurant, please come on out. We're more than happy to accommodate you guys if we're available. So, but
you know what, guys? There's no night like tonight to say I love you to your Valentine.
Absolutely.
Don't wait until Valentine's Day. bring them out before then.
Yeah.
So, what else do you have on your mind, Mike?
Well, I know that we have been doing a lot of collaborations notoriously throughout the history of the company, but specifically recently, and I know that we're getting to know a lot more about our local community and collaborating with Fresh last week and doing some pourings and tastings over at Brookshire's. They did a couple remodels and grand reopenings. That was a lot of fun.
And Brookshire's has been a great partner to us here in this local community for sure, and to many other local businesses.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We love working with Brookshire's.
And we did a poll on Facebook on our Facebook page there, and you guys said that you guys wanted to learn a little bit more about Texas wine and Kiepersol, as well as you wanted to learn more about food as well. So
it was like 50-50, wasn't it?
It was almost 50-50. I mean, it was pretty close. So it sounds like we have a little bit of everybody as far as who's watching the demographics. So I think that's really cool and good information and very helpful. So we're definitely going to be highlighting some local businesses, other restaurants in town, title local eats. We're also going to be talking about the Texas wine industry and other Texas wineries, as well as Kiepersol, and as we learn and extend, we're probably going to start talking about I know we have 16 different varietals here, so we're going to probably break those down and talk about where did that come from and why are we growing those specifically here in East Texas, and kind of get a little bit more on the science and nerdy side of things, but
and
really
the fun side of things. Absolutely. My sister, we grew up traveling, and we weren't. We didn't just stay in the U.S. We've been blessed and been able to travel outside the U.S. And Belmay said, she goes, I'm not going to leave the U.S. I'm not going to leave until I feel like I've seen. She goes, people come from all over the world to see what we have to offer. And then if you take that one step further in something, it made me think, people travel from Germany and they travel from all over to come see what we're doing here in East Texas. There's more tourism than you realize. And we do these tours and we realize, man, there's not a single person. I've got 40 people in front of me, and there's no one from around here. They're from Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Germany, New York, Minnesota. They're from everywhere. And what the beauty of collaborating with people in East Texas is that I feel like sometimes even East Texans don't realize what gems we have here. And I would love to showcase that with local businesses and go, guys, we're pretty awesome right here. You don't have to leave to get amazing wine, amazing food, amazing restaurants, amazing local music, great access to awesome boutiques and clothing, and we have so much to offer in terms of cultural things and what our universities offer. I mean, so I'm pretty passionate about our local community, and I get out there and talk to these business owners and talk to the people with the schools and the hospitals and go, wow, we live in a pretty amazing place. My dad always said when people would come visit, he'd go, welcome to God's country. And you know what?
Yeah.
This East Texas, totally God's country. So we're going to continue showcasing the amazing people of East Texas and everything that we have to offer. And sometimes it's just a reminder to ourselves that, you don't have to go far to see how amazing this place is. So.
And I know we're working on canning some more flight here soon.
Second flight canning is happening, and everybody's been saying, when's it going to hit the stores? When's it going to hit the stores? We're getting questions. This canning that's going to happen 28th and 29th and 30th. That's our dates. So hopefully, God willing, going to go in the cans those days. Hopefully we'll hit the stores very soon after that. So just in time for spring, just in time for boating and floating the river, and anything that you want to do outside. Even with Easter Sunday meal, that can will be ready to go. So we're excited about it. It's going to be a small 187 ml can. They just arrived. I didn't tell you. They just came in yesterday. Okay. So a bunch of pallets of cans. It's really crazy how they do it. And then it's going to go through the system, and it still feels so weird to say that. We're canning wine instead of bottling wine. So look for that. That's going to come out pretty soon. So we're really excited.
Why do you think that there's so much romanticism about bottling and corking a wine rather than, let's say, canning a wine?
Because wine is such a traditional product. The bottle, the cork, it holds such familial and familiar comfort. And if the wine is in the bottle and the wine has a natural cork in it, it's a time of celebration. It's a time of being with family. It's a time of being with friends. It's around that dinner table. It's that time that's so precious to all of us, that you're sharing and connecting with people. That bottle of wine signifies that. And when you break tradition, if you're used to your mom's coconut cream cake or whatever that you just love, and you show up and your mom changed the recipe, most of the time you're not happy, because this is what you like. I came here to have mom's coconut cream cake, and this time she put strawberry in there, and it's just not the same. The strawberry doesn't mean it's bad. It could be better, but it's not that comfortable thing. So what we found with wine is it's such a firmly planted tradition, and when you start messing with it, it's not comfortable. But the other thing that we found was, as new audiences arrive, millennials are coming up, and millennials are purchasing wine, and that they're interested in new things. And the can is so versatile and so accepted by the younger generations that now we're in this kind of limbo stage where it's like, this is something that they really want. Well, our audience is looking for the simplicity and the ease and the comfortability of this, and our audience still wants that classic bottle tradition that you have. So it's a really fun time to be in the wine industry.
Yeah, it seems to be.
It is.
When I know a lot of people have been sending us pictures and tagging us in pictures as they're out on their boat, or they're out in a tailgate or a barbecue, and it seems like people are really enjoying flight. So
yes,
it's definitely exciting.
So this spring, New Year, it's still cold outside. It's still port drinking weather. It's still white port is amazing. We've got some white port and chocolate you guys need to come and try. Cabs and Merlots, and Paul Geiser right now is talking about the Syrah, and it's one of his favorites. So we're in the fun part about January, February is that there are no rules this time of year. You're venturing into drinking whites, you're drinking reds. Your food typically is a little lighter because you're trying to shed off a little bit of what you put on in November and
Right.
December.
Yeah.
So your food choices sometimes aren't as heavy as they are, which kind of puts you into drinking a little bit of white wine. So, this time of year, it's that anything goes, break the rules when it comes to picking your wine.
All right. Well, I mean, like I said, we're going to have a lot to talk about. We have plenty of podcasts planned for the year. And until next time, thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, if you guys have tried Flight, please let us know down below, or in a comment on Facebook. Please let us know. How do you like it? Let everybody else know what your experience has been with Flight. We want to get that out into the stores, and just let people know about that as an option. They don't have to commit to bringing a corkscrew or anything with you. You can just bring a can of Flight or a couple cans of Flight.
So there will be a little lag time between canning the Flight and getting it into stores. So hopefully it'll be a very quick release once it's done. We're looking at the second week of February, or just before Valentine's Day, for that Flight to hit the market here, and then we're looking for springtime, so March, April, May, where you'll be seeing it in on store shelves. So, but yes, tell us where you want to see the Flight. That will help us too.
Feel free to tag them if you're on Facebook or Instagram.
Yes. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.